The Los Angeles Lakers have bolstered their roster, acquiring Patrick Beverly from the Utah Jazz in exchange for THT and Stanley Johnson. Beverly returns to LA after spending 2017 through 2021 with the Clippers. I love this deal for the Lakers. Seriously, Pat Bev is a terrific defender and a true pain. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. Pat Bev is a certified pest. He's a jerk. He gnaws at you. If he's on the other team, you can't stand him. If Patrick Beverly's on your team, you absolutely love him. He is a tremendous and willing defender. The numbers back it up. The feel is amazing. And he always wants to go up against the other team's best. And the Lakers, of course, need defense. And frankly, after being the most underachieving team in NBA history, the Lakers and LeBron and AD, they need an edge. They need an attitude adjustment. And honestly, that includes the two stars. Because James's mind was seemingly elsewhere all last season. Anthony Davis doesn't take the regular season seriously. It all showed. Pat Bev doesn't care about King James or AD's accolades. He's going to keep everyone focused for every single ball game. The Tuesday in Memphis, the Wednesday at home against the Spurs. The Lakers need that. Now, Russell Westbrook and Pat Bev don't get along at all. Russ, one of those guys who has been really bothered by Patrick Beverly. Russ once famously called him a con man for how he played defense, but I still think they could play together. Darvin Ham is a huge part of this. New coach, new attitude, new emphasis on defense. I know I'm the host who cried Lakers. I get it. I'm not going to scream championship this time around, but I truly think the Lakers are going to bounce back and make the playoffs. And I think the Lakers are going to be a top 5 seed in the Western Conference. Pat Bev gives the Lakers attitude and defense and turns the mindset upside down. Exactly what the Lakers needed. Davante Adams heaping praise on his former quarterback. Now, where have we heard that comparison before? You know who he is? He's Michael Jordan. When I watch Aaron Rodgers, I just keep thinking of MJ. Think about it. Rodgers, like Jordan, he's the guy. He defies logic. He makes plays other quarterbacks dream of making. Jordan made the impossible possible. That's what Aaron Rodgers does. Aaron Rodgers is Jordan-esque, and that is the highest compliment you can ever pay an athlete. As you saw on the screen, that Throwback Thursday was from January 2017. Where we were light years ahead of the curve on Davante Adams' take on the Pivot podcast. Yes, Aaron Rodgers is Michael Jordan. And no, I'm not talking about championships. I wasn't a math major in college, took one math class sophomore year, B- in probability and statistics. But even I can count the difference between Rodgers' rings and Jordan's rings. I'm talking about wow plays. Can't believe he just made that throw. Like from that Throwback Thursday, remember what transpired in the Dallas playoff game. The throw to Jared Cook. And listen, I said that week on the show that Aaron Rodgers would win a couple of more MVPs, and he did, and he now is 4, and if he wins one this year, he's going to get 5 and tie Peyton Manning. And I understand Rodgers only has one championship, but when you watch him play, and to Adam's point, how he maximizes a group of receivers, he's Michael Jordan. He's Jordan-esque, the jaw-dropping wow throws. And listen, he's going to have to be like Mike this year with this group of wide receivers, because Davante Adams, Scottie Pippen, if you will, is not walking through that door. Now, obviously, we've been discussing it. Rodgers is the MVP. Defense for Green Bay is amazing. The run game is excellent with A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones. But it's always going to be about Rodgers and taking that group of wide receivers and taking them to a different level. So I don't think Davante Adams is crazy. You heard my take years ago on Time to Shine. What Aaron Rodgers does is dreamy. It's breathtaking. It's like we said on Time to Shine yesterday, why we agreed with Sammy Watkins and his take comparing Rodgers and Mahomes, that A-Rod's on a totally different level. If you're going to talk about the most talented player at the quarterback position in the history of the NFL, the answer is always Aaron Rodgers. I just want to know, in terms of the Jordan comparison, what took Davante Adams so long? Cowboys left tackle Tyron Smith suffered a torn left hamstring in Wednesday's practice. He is unlikely to return before December. So now, Mike McCarthy has to figure out who the heck is protecting Dak Prescott's blind side. And make no mistake, this is a gigantic injury. Smith is a stud. I didn't have the Cowboys as a playoff team before the news. So now, I'm here to tell you, Dallas is not making the playoffs. There's too much to overcome. Smith is hurt. They've had offensive line defections, receiver losses. Amari Cooper is not walking through that door. Randy Gregory is gone. Frankly, I feel for Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. It's well documented. I love them both, but they just don't have enough talent around them. And, you know, Prescott and the Cowboys not having Smith, it's a disaster. Mike McCarthy already in a hot seat here. And how about today, Jerry Jones telling our good friend Stephen A. Smith that the offense should still go through Zeke, which makes no sense in 2022. The Philadelphia Eagles are so much better than last year, and I like Philly to win the NFC East. Big picture, Rams, Packers, Niners, Saints, Bucks, Eagles, the Minnesota Vikings. I like all these teams more in the NFC than the Dallas Cowboys. Normally, August is filled with hot air about the Cowboys' upside. This August, I'm sorry, I'm giving the Cowboys no chance. Welcome back. Time to go off my chest, and this is awful news. Chad Holmgren, the top pick, number 2 overall for Oklahoma City, ruled out for his rookie season due to a Liz Frank injury to his right foot. Holmgren suffered the injury yesterday in the crossover Pro-Am while defending LeBron James. And Thunder GM Sam Presti said the organization optimistic about long-term recovery, but they're going to be very conservative. And I feel terrible for Chad Holmgren and for Thunder fans, but sadly, I'm not surprised. I mean, this is what we talked about before the draft. He is a ridiculous talent. He's a unicorn. He's a freak. He's unknown, but he's over 7 feet tall and he weighs under 200 pounds. So injury is always going to be part of the deal. Now, I'm not going to hot take this and say, get rid of these kind of games and he shouldn't have played. I don't think that's the case or the issue at all. I think, sadly, this is always going to be the yeah buts when it comes to Chad Holmgren, and why I beg the Magic not to pick him with the number 1 overall pick, and why I personally rank Jabari Smith ahead of him. Chad Holmgren, sensational player, yeah, but he just can't stay healthy. I feel terrible for him, but I think he's going to be injury-plagued, and injury is always going to be a concern for the entirety of his NBA career. Week 3 of the NFL preseason kicks off tonight, and we're going to see Trey Lance dance. Trey Lance, the Niners quarterback, is going to play the first half against the Houston Texans tonight, and Trey Lance, in my opinion, is the single most important player in the NFL this year. Hyperbole? Hell no. In fact, in July, I said that Trey Lance was the most important player in the NFL preseason and in training camp, because these numbers on your screen are gross. And Trey Lance was the number 3 overall pick, and they kicked Jimmy G to the curb. And remember, Jimmy Garoppolo won a lot of games last year. Jimmy Garoppolo in the regular season beat the Rams a couple of times. Jimmy Garoppolo beat the Packers in Green Bay. Jimmy Garoppolo took the Niners to Championship Sunday. But Kyle Shanahan made the trade for Trey Lance because they believe they have the next Josh Allen. And if you have the next Josh Allen and you had other options with a number 3 overall pick, you need Trey Lance to dance. You need Trey Lance to shine. He can't be a game manager. He needs to make splash plays. And he also, at the end of the day, needs to be part of a Super Bowl push. You see the Niners' defensive numbers on the screen? I'm telling you right here, right now, this defense for San Francisco is going to be the best in the NFL. Not top 3, not top 5, not top 10. The number 1 defense. Bosa's a star. Warner's a star. Love my guy, D'Amico Ryan's future NFL head coach, calling the plays. Deebo Samuel's a stud. Ayuk's a stud. Kittle's a stud. You know, with Kyle Shanahan, they can absolutely run the football. The goal for the 49ers, the realistic goal, talent-wise, for San Francisco to make a run to the Super Bowl, to win the NFC. Thus, all eyes and attention are on Trey Lance. He is the single most important player with his team's future hanging in the balance. And I think Trey Lance needs to go out and dominate. And he better, for the sake of Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. I love his talent. Now we need to see him do it. The Dodgers notched yet another win last night, defeating the Brew Crew 12-6. Another reminder, nobody is beating the Dodgers this year. The LA Dodgers are going to win a World Series. I mean, everything's coming up Los Angeles. Former Angel and Yankee reject Andrew Heaney struck out 10 last night. Struck out 10. That's the second consecutive game that he has had double-digit strikeouts. I mean, it's crazy. This guy was a nobody journeyman. Speaking of nobodies, take a look at Joey Gallo and what he has done since he left my Yankees and he decided to put on Dodger blue. By the way, I told you on Time to Shine when they made that trade that was in fact going to be the case because he just needed to get out of New York and he's California dreaming. And now you see him on offense, you see him on defense, and you watch the Dodgers play. Getting contributions from guys like Gallo and Heaney. And then you think about how they're a juggernaut, even with the Walker Buehler news, and he's done for this year, next year, Tommy John surgery. And that could hurt LA in the playoffs, but I mean, they're just that much better than everybody else. Lineup is amazing, bullpen's amazing, manager's great, rotation is excellent. I'll say it again, more proof, more evidence. The LA Dodgers are winning a championship. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.